on the feet and the strap around your ankle.
So much they call the Billy Ocean. Like a 18-wheeler. That hoe fine, but this hoe a killer. Naked, she soaking wet. She naked, soaking wet. Shake it like a salt shaker. 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 Pop it till you percolate. First put it on, do it, no time to wait. Make it work with your wet t-shirt. Bitch, you gotta shake it till your calf muscle hurt. Say the heels on your feet, the strap around your ankle. Shake it, shake it, shake it. Call that bitch Bojangles. Juice it like fruit or a douche like Goop and deal. Loose and get loose on the cruise for real. Ride off, get your ass a table, Dan. If you got 10, then bring a friend. Ho, shake your ass to the song, yeah. If you ain't with it, well, go on, then. We ain't no boys, we grown, man. You ain't gon' dance, well, don't, then. Why you wanna waste a nigga's song, then? Send your ass down doing nothing. Shorty girl, on the floor wide open. Eat so much they call the Billy Ocean. Like a 18-wheeler. That hoe fine, but this hoe a killer. Naked, she soaking wet. She naked, soaking wet. Shake it like a salt shaker. 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 Shout it, put your hands on it. Put that ass up and down, make a nigga want it. Raise the wall, shout it, put your hands on it. Put that ass up and down, make a nigga want it. Roll that ass right around like a motherfucking wheel. Shake that shit, it's like a motherfucking drill. Roll that ass right around like a motherfucking wheel. Shake that shit, it's like a motherfucking drill. Get drunk with it, get loose with it. Like Shaw said, let Bruce hit it. Get drunk with it, get loose with it. Like Shaw said, let Bruce hit it. Yeah, shake that ass real fast and stop. Shake that ass real fast and stop. Shake that ass real fast and drop. Shake that ass real fast and drop. Shorty girl, on the floor wide open. Eat so much they call the Billy Ocean. Like a 18-wheeler. That hoe fine, but this hoe a killer. Naked, she soaking wet. She naked, soaking wet. Shake it like a salt shaker. 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 Shake it like $1, 5 or 10. But what would you do for a 20? Get on the stage, shake that ass, yeah. Get on the pole, do a back bend. I like that. Do it again. Here's another 10, bitch. Do it again. Work it like a game that you're playing to win. Make that pussy throw up for the yin-yang twin.
16 bitches with thongs and one good. The home of big red bones and big butts. Gang spitting, pussy splitting all on the floor. Bonafide, can't deny, certified pro. On the pole upside down. She for real? 69, plenty of time to pay a bill. My day shit hurt, my night shit turn. Strip off. Doing anything that you try so you can strip off.
On the floor wide open. Eat so much they call the Billy Ocean. Like a 18-wheeler. That hoe fine, but this hoe a killer. Naked, she soaking wet. She naked, soaking wet. Shake it like a salt shaker. Shake it like a salt shaker. Shake it like a salt shaker. Shake it like a salt shaker.
Once again, as always, it's the one, it's the only, it's the motherfucking General Miguel Magallon. And as always, it's the president, it's the founder, it's the motherfucking CEO of Magallon Entertainment. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the podcast. Welcome back to the motherfucking podcast, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we talk about Ethereum. Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we talk about that Ethereum swing trade, that Ethereum momentum trade, that Ethereum day trade. Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we talk about the whole fucking crypto gang this evening. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, as always, you already know what time it is on the podcast when I'm about to teach you some shit, when I'm about to educate you on some shit, and when I'm about to drop some motherfucking heat up in this bitch. Ladies and gentlemen, you get the pens and the motherfucking pads, and you get ready to motherfucking learn this evening, because I'm gonna be dropping some heat this fucking evening. You guys ready? Let's get started. So, first things first, ladies and gentlemen, just want to take a moment to apologize, right? The general, sometimes I make mistakes. Sometimes I fuck up in life. Sometimes, you know what I mean? I do things wrong. Sometimes I mess up. You know, we all fuck up sometimes. And, I fucked up yesterday, last night, and I didn't record a clip for you guys. And boy, did you guys let me fucking hear it. I got like about fucking 200, 300, 400 messages. And I was reading my emails this morning and I was like, sheesh. Motherfuckers was heated. Motherfuckers was angry with me. I was like, damn, dog. Calm down with that shit. Got him out there, way. Got him out there. But people were angry. People were mad at me because I didn't record a clip last night and send it out to you guys. My bad, dog. My bad, America. I know it's my responsibility, it's my duty, it's my, you know what I mean? It's my obligation to make sure I'm recording, heat, maybe not nightly, but as, much as possible, because I know a lot of you guys are waiting to hear from me. I know for a lot of you guys, I'm entertaining. I know for a lot of you guys, I'm, motivating, I'm inspirational, I'm motivational, I'm, you know what I mean? And for some of you guys, I'm just a, motherfucking asshole, whatever it is. But I think a lot of you guys, like I said, you guys listen to my podcast every night, every day, every fucking week. And you guys listen to my, my clips and my podcasts, and you guys be bumping this shit every single day, every single night, every single fucking week. And so I know for a lot of you guys, this podcast, it's fun, it's motivating, it's entertainment, it's funny, it's hilarious. Sometimes it makes you sad, sometimes it makes you laugh, sometimes it makes you cry, sometimes it's depressing, and sometimes it's fucking ruthless and aggressive, and sometimes it's really just, insightful. So I know this podcast, I know it's the shit. I know I be coming out with some shit out here every single night that other people don't. I know I'm a lot different from other people. I know this podcast and my clips, they're very unique, and they're not like, all this other shit you hear out there on fucking Pandora or the radio or YouTube or TikTok or Twitter or InstaHo, InstaFace, whatever the fuck face. It's a lot different than any other content you hear out there. But that's because I'm raw. That's because I'm ruthless. That's because I have, no borders, no boundaries, no censorship. It's just 100% me, 100% authentic, 100% genuine, 100% ruthless, and 100% facts. So again, I wear my heart on my sleeve. I research this shit every single motherfucking day, and I make money in the markets every fucking day. And I might not do it the way other people do, but I'm going to always try to be as open and transparent and, honest with you guys every single night of the week on what I'm seeing out there in the markets, what I see out there in the economy, and what I'm witnessing happening in the real world every single day, every single night, every single motherfucking week. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys for subscribing. Thank you guys for riding. And thank you guys for tuning in this evening and talking about this Ethereum swing trade. So let's get into it. Man, let's, before we even get into this, let's back up a minute. You guys already know what I want to start with. That motherfucking BTC. Let's see what's going on with Bitcoin this evening. Whoo-wee! That shit finally broke below that 42,000, went all the way down to like 40. It looks like it has a nice bounce at 40, went back up to 41. We'll see if that shit holds. Yeah, man, that is crazy. Bitcoin finally broke below 42. And I was warning you guys, if you guys wanted to have a stop loss at 42, I think, going into the year, I said, if Bitcoin turns negative, watch out below. This shit could easily go back down to where it was in November. Because in November, that's when it hit that 35K mark where I told you guys that's where I start to get confident. That's where I start to get bullish. That's when I start to get pumped up, pump it up. But unfortunately, it did break below that 42, and it didn't hit 35K yet. It went all the way down to 40, had a bounce. Like I said, we'll see if that shit holds. We'll see. But I see a lot of people right now, on Twitter or InstaFace or fucking TikTok, everyone, who pretends to be a professional. A lot of people are calling right now for a retest of 35K and maybe even a retest of like 29K down way below. Now, I will tell you guys this. It doesn't surprise me that Bitcoin fell down to 40K, even though we started the year at 42. Despite the fact that we got the approval of all those ETFs, it does not surprise me that we went back down to 40K. It would also not surprise me, it would not shock me if we had a retest of 35K, which is where the breakout really happened, in my opinion. Now, would it surprise me or shock me if we went back down to 29K? I'm gonna be honest, that would kind of surprise me. It wouldn't shock me, but it would kind of surprise me. The only thing that would shock me, honestly, and this is just my opinion, the only thing that would shock me is if we broke below 29K. Because now that those ETFs finally got approved, I don't see a valid reason, fundamentally, or, momentum or technical analysis, whatever you want to call it. I don't see a good reason why we should fall below 29K. And I know some people out there, including myself, who are still calling for a recession. The recession camp, I'll just, say the recession camp, or the bears, mega bears, and you guys know me. I say this every night on the fucking podcast. We're already in a recession. Most of you guys are just poor, and you just don't want to acknowledge it. Matter of fact, shout out to some of my VIPs I was chatting with last night. What were we talking about? We were talking about bills and debt, and I was, trying to help some of my soldiers, some of my VIPs manage their motherfucking bills and all their debt. And, they said they save about like $1,000 or $1,500, something like that. And like they're saving money in this environment. And, I kind of had to check him real quick. And I said, bro, how old are you? And I think he was like 25, 26. And I was like, bro, what do you 25, 26? I was like, how much money do you make? And he's like, oh, I make like, 20, I think it was like 20, I think it was $20 an hour. Not even 25. He only made like 20 an hour, but he worked a 40-hour work week, right? So whatever, he makes, like $1,800 or $800 a week, basically, right? $20 an hour times a 40-hour work week. Yeah, that's about $800. So that's about $1,600 every 2 weeks, about $3,200 a month. He said he has about $2,900 or about $3,000 a month after taxes, cause he pays a little $200-300 in taxes. And then on that $3,000, X amount goes to rent, or no, X amount goes to groceries, X amount goes to his car payment, his fucking cell phone bill, all his bullshit. And then I was like, how much do you pay for rent? And he's like, oh, I'm not really paying rent right now because I still live with my parents. I was like, oh, okay. So the only reason you're saving, $500 every 2 weeks, the only reason you have that money is because you don't live on your own now. You're just living with your parents. He's like, yeah, basically. I'm like, oh, okay. So he was trying to tell me that we're not in a recession because he's saving all this money. I'm like, bro, like, where would you be right now if your parents kicked you out the house? Where would you be if you had to pay your own rent? Where would you be if you couldn't live with friends and family? Where would you be if you had to be a grown-ass man and leave the nest? Where would you be if you had to be a grown motherfucking man and pay your own motherfucking bills? So it's funny to me, it's hilarious and saddening when I see all these millennials and Gen Zs try to check me and tell me we're not in a recession because they're saving money. I'm like, bitch, please. Only reason you fucking saving any fucking money is because you live with your mommy and daddy. Because I guarantee you, I fucking bet you, if all of these millennials and Gen Zs who live with friends and family, if they all had to fucking leave and pay their own fucking rent, I'd be interested to see how much money they'd be able to save every week and every single month. You know what I mean? Like, it just wouldn't happen. And then I asked him too, I was like, do you plan to live with your mommy and daddy until you're 30 or 40? He's like, nah, bro, I'm going to get the fuck up out of here. I'm going to get my own place. I was like, to rent, right? Because you're not going to buy a home anytime soon. You live in Los Angeles. the cheapest home in LA is probably like 800 grand. You're not going to qualify for that shit no time soon. And then even if you did, how are you going to make a down payment with your $500 every 2 weeks? Get the fuck out of here. So, I wasn't trying to like press him or anything, but I just want to highlight that issue of like, just because people are saving money, quote unquote, because they're living with friends and family, doesn't mean that they're doing well economically. It just means that you guys are saving money on bills that you should be paying on your own, but you're not because you live with all these roommates, or you live with your friends and family, or, relatives, your in-laws, your cousins, your tia, your titi. You live with people in order to save money. But unless you plan on doing that until you're 30 or 40 or 50 or 60 or 70, unless you want to live with them your whole life, eventually one day you're going to have to move the fuck out and get the fuck out. And then how are you going to be able to pay the rent by yourself? You're probably not really. How are you ever going to buy a home? Again, on $20 an hour, I don't know how you ever buy a home in this economy. Unless, again, and I don't want to get too sidetracked, unless you want to move to fucking Barstow or Tehachapi or fucking, buttfuck Louisiana or Oklahoma or Mississippi or South Carolina. Like, you got to move somewhere way far away where home prices are cheaper, like fucking, I don't know, fucking Utah maybe. And you got to go somewhere where home prices are cheaper, where you might be able to get yourself a home for like $300,000-$400,000 and be able to build up your own equity in that home. But if you want to live in the city where all the bitches are at, all the bitches. Well, okay then, bro, you're going to have to pay a lot of money in rent, and you're never going to be able to buy a home. You'll never own your own property, and you'll never build up your own equity. Because living in the city where all the bitches are at is really, really fucking expensive. So again, I'm not saying you shouldn't live in New York, live in LA, live in San Diego, live in, San Bernardino, wherever the fuck you consider the city. I'm not saying you shouldn't live there, but if you do, you're going to have to continue to live with friends and family or live with your mommy and daddy forever. Or you're going to have to move out and pay your own rent, which for some of you is just not economically possible. It's not financially possible. And you're probably never going to buy a home in those cities because in those cities, LA, San Diego, New York, Chicago, Miami, Texas, Hawaii, get the fuck out of here. Most of you will never own a home in Hawaii. So again, you could live in the city because that's where all the jobs are at. That's where all the bitches are at. That's where all the clubs are at. That's where all the homies are at. That's where all the fun is at. But you'll never be able to own your own property. You'll just be living with your mommy and daddy forever, or you're going to be a renter forever. Again, you can move out of the city and go way out there to the outskirts where there's probably not as many jobs. There's not as many opportunities. There's definitely no bad bitches out there. Hell nah. You know what I mean? Some fucking, butt fuck tard looking bitches. But, you'll be able to own your own property and build up your own equity, and you'll actually be able to call yourself a homeowner one day. But so it's really just about what's important to you. But yeah, I just wanted to say that quickly because I still get a lot of people, most of these bitch ass millennials and Gen Zs that try to check me. Oh, what recession? We're not in a recession. Like, look at GDP. I'm like, yeah, that's because all these fucking robots and kiosk machines and all these things Elon is building, they're all taking the jobs away, and the rest of you are getting replaced with Chat GPT and AI. And you know what I mean? That's what's making the profit margins go up because a lot of automation and a lot of kiosk machines. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just being honest with you. Now they don't have to pay their employees anything because they basically replaced you with the fucking machine. You know what I mean? Press number 1, press number 2, debit or credit. They don't need you for that shit anymore. So that's what's making a lot of profit margins go up, is just a lot of automation and robotics and AI and Chat GPT, and that's just my opinion. But anyways, so moving on with that. Again, I do believe the average American is in a recession. You're already in a recession. You know what I mean? None of you really want to live with your fucking mommy and daddy. You don't want to live with those dirty ass roommates. You don't want to live with your bitch ass in-laws. You want to deal with your, bitch ass, stank ass family. And you don't want to deal with all these fucking, backstabbing bitches in your life. You want to be able to live in your own home, own your own property, and be able to have your own fucking land. But for a lot of millennials and Gen Zs, especially those of you who live in the city, it's going to be very, economically difficult or financially mission impossible, basically. You know what I mean? And I think that's just where we are. So again, yeah, shout out to all of you who are saving your little $200-$300, your $400 or $500 every 2 weeks because you don't have to pay for rent and you don't help your parents with groceries and you don't be chipping in on the light bill or the gas bill or the Wi-Fi bill or none of that shit. But that doesn't mean you're fucking getting ahead in life. Because instead of saving that money and investing it in Bitcoin, that motherfucking BTC, you guys are just spending it on the weekends, or spending it on your homies, or spending it chasing bitches, or chasing it, trying to impress these bitches, on Instagram for the clout. And you guys just spend that money, and you guys don't actually save it or invest it. So that's why a lot of millennials that don't pay rent or don't, help their family with their bills still have $0 in savings. And I think that's where a lot of boomers get frustrated, because they see all these millennials and Gen Zs living with them for free. And then when they ask them how much money have they been saving, they'd be like, oh, nah, tío, I ain't got no money. Nah, mom, I haven't saved nothing yet. Or, you know what I mean? Nah, pops, I ain't got it right now. I'm broke right now. And that's when your dad, your mom, your tia, you know what I mean? Your tios, they be looking at you like, mijo, mija, how the fuck have you been living with us for the past 5, 6, 7, 8 years? Rent free, not, helping us with anything, and you still ain't got no money saved up to buy your own property? Like, what the fuck? I'm not saying you need to have 100 G's, 100K, 100 racks, but bro, you got $0 in savings? Bro, you're fucking 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, and you still ain't got nothing saved up? You ain't got no money, no feria, no dinero, nothing? And your fucking credit score's janky? Oh, hell nah. And that's where a lot of boomers get frustrated with Gen Zs and millennials, because they looking at y'all fucking retards like, bro, how the fuck y'all been living with us all these years rent free and you still ain't got no money? And then that's why I got to be on the podcast, and I got to be like, oh, you want to know where all that money that they were supposedly saving, you want to know where that shit went? Look on their Instagram. You can look on their Facebook, check out their TikTok, look on fucking their social media. I bet you see it somewhere in there. Scroll down that timeline, go swipe, and you'll see them every fucking weekend, every Friday, every Saturday, every Cinco de Mayo, every fucking New Year's, every fucking summer since 2018. Nothing but stupid shit, and another selfie with the homies, and another selfies with the homies, and another fucking kickback, and another fucking party, and another hashtag where the bitch is at. And that's why a lot of these people who are 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, some of them already past 30, and they have $0 in savings. And people wonder why. And I wonder why. Because I'm like, how? You don't pay rent. You don't pay for all the groceries. You don't pay for the light bill, the gas bill, nothing. You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck? Like, that just makes no sense to me, how people can make fucking 3, 4, 5, 6 grand a month and have $0 in savings when you live with friends and family in order to save money. Where is that money you were supposedly saving? How is it you have nothing in savings? That makes no fucking sense. And that's why I have to educate people and be like, nah, it's your fault for spending it on stupid shit, and it's their fault for allowing you to live with them and not fucking forcing you to save shit. So again, I think that's kind of where we are in terms of this whole recession and what's going on with the economy. I think your whole fucking life is a recession, because most of you at this point, the way home prices are going, the way rent prices are going, the way food prices are going, the way grocery, prices are going, the way the cost of living is going, most of you will work to the day you die. Most of you will die poor. And that's the sad part. Most of you were born poor, and most of you are going to die poor. And I think that's fucked up. But that's why I put out all these clips every night, and I put out so many clips every week, because I know I'm ruthless. I know I'm vicious. I know I'm a psychopath with it, but I feel like I have to be, because nobody else is. Everyone else in your life just wants you to hang out with them, kick it with them. You know what I mean? Put in on it with them. And it's like, I feel like a lot of people just have a lot of like negative people around them who are like not actually looking out for their best interests. And so that's why I have to put my foot up in people's ass every night and remind them, fuck their bitch ass homies, fuck these nasty ass fucking coochie ass pussies, and fuck all these fucking, you know what I mean, like these backstabbing bitches in your life, because they're not down for you. They don't care about you. They just want to have a good time. They just want to have fun, but they're not going to help you reach your goals. They're not going to help you accomplish anything in your life, and they're not going to help you achieve your goals in life. And that's just me being honest with you. So, all right, moving past that now, let's get into this fucking crypto gang, this fucking Ethereum shit. So going back to Bitcoin real quick, I am somewhat surprised we went back down to 40K. I would not be surprised. I would not be shocked we went back down to 35K, which is where the breakout happened. I would not really be surprised or shocked if we hit 29K, but if we broke below 29K, not only would I be bearish, but I would be caught off sides. Because if we break below 29K, and I don't think we will, I'm just, letting you guys know what the contingency plan is, what the backup plan is. That way you're ready for anything in this environment. Let me say this one more time. I don't think we're going to break below 29K in the short term. Maybe, 2 years from now, 3 years from now, who fucking knows? You know what I mean? Like, China invades Taiwan, or, we get World War III gets started. Who fucking knows? I wouldn't, if it happens in the future, okay, we'll probably see it coming by then. But in the short term, for the next 18 months probably, I don't see Bitcoin falling really below 29K. If it does, I'm going to cash out all my, Bitcoins again, just like we did back in 2022. If it breaks below 29K again, I will sell all my Bitcoins again, just like we did in 2022. Because again, that 29K, that's basically ride or die. We break below 29K and we're probably headed right back down to 16, maybe even down to like 12K. You know what I mean? Like, who fucking knows? Which, by the way, if in the future Bitcoin ever fell back down to like, 5, 10, 15, 16, even 12K, like if it ever went back down there again in the future, I would not be mad at that, because no matter what, I'm always going to have, an emergency stop loss right there at 29K. I'm always going to have an emergency stop loss there. So if in the future, again, not this year or next year, but who fucking knows, in the future, if it ever went back down that low, below 29, and it ever hit fucking 15, 16, 17K again, or, even down to like 5, 10, 15, 12K again, I would not be mad. That would probably be one of the best days of my life. That would be one of my greatest accomplishments, because that would give me an opportunity to not only cash out again at 29K like we did in 2022, but it would give me an opportunity to cash out all the Bitcoins at 29 and be able to buy it back at like 10. So for example, if I sell all my Bitcoins at 30K, just as an example, and then I'm able to reload all my fucking crypto positions and all my Bitcoin wallets, and I was able to buy back everything at 10K, I'd be able to triple the amount of Bitcoins that I own. Because if I sell at 30 and just stay in cash, wait for it to get, hit 10, now all of a sudden, when I come back in and I jump back in at cheaper prices, I'd be able to triple the amount of Bitcoins I own, if that were to happen. So sometimes people want to ask me, yo, General, what would you do if that shit ever went down to like 5 or 10K? I'd be like, shit, oh my God, that shit should make your pussy wet. That shit should make you fucking excited, because people ask me what's better, if Bitcoin goes straight to 100K or if Bitcoin went back down to 10K, what would be a better outcome for people? And I said, for me personally, and I think for like most of you, 99.99% of you, the best outcome would not actually be Bitcoin straight to 100K. The best outcome would be Bitcoin back down to 10K and then go to 100K. Because if it goes straight to 100K from here, yeah, you'd be able to double your money. But a lot of you guys don't even have that much money. A lot of you guys only got like $400 or $500, or maybe like $4,000 or $5,000 invested in Bitcoin. So even if it doubled, is that really going to be life-changing money? Not really. That's why I say, like with this Bitcoin, we don't just need a fucking double or a triple. Right now, your portfolios are so empty. Your portfolios are so low on funds. Yeah, like right now, people need a fucking, they need a fucking 10x, they need a 20x, they need a 30x, they need a 40x, they need a motherfucking 50 burger. Like, they need a big ass fucking parabolic rally for them to make enough money to actually feel good about themselves again. So that's why I say, like, even if it went straight to 100K, I don't want to say that's not a big deal. But if you only got like 2 or 3 grand, 4 or 5 G's, and some of you brokies, only have like $200, $300, $400 in it, even if Bitcoin really doubled, would that really change your life? Would going from $400 to $800 be like, oh my God, I could finally afford to move out? Not really. You see my point? And this isn't me trying to make fun of you. This is me being brutally honest with you, right? Even if Bitcoin doubled from here and went straight to 100,000, is that really going to be life-changing money for you? Not really, because you don't have that much money in your portfolios, most of you. Now, for a lot of my clients, my VIPs, my whales, my mega whales, again, I talk to people right now with like 400,000, 500,000, 600,000. I know people who literally have $2-3 million in their portfolio like it's nothing. For those people, for my clients, for the people's portfolios I manage on the side, for them, if Bitcoin fucking doubled, whoo, they're going to be in the Bahamas next week. You feel me? But That's not you. Most of you listening to me are not, whales or mega whales, right? Most of you listening to me are, you know what I mean? Like average people, average Americans. Because again, the average American doesn't drive a Beamer, Benz, or Bentley. The average American takes the bus to work. The average American, has to carpool to work. The average American has to walk to work. The average American lives on welfare and food stamps, you know? But your choices, what you do with your money, how you invest your money, is going to determine if you're going to live on food stamps and welfare forever, or if you're just going through this shit, short term, but in the long term, you're going to become a multimillionaire, right? Because if you listen to most millionaires around the world, they'll tell you they started with nothing. They started from nothing. They started from the bottom. They started from the fucking scraps. They grew up in the hood. They grew up in the projects. They grew up in the fucking barrio. They grew up on fucking Section 8 housing. They grew up in the fucking hood. And now look at them driving Rolls Royces and fucking Bugattis. You know what I mean? It's not about where you start. It's about where you finish. It's about the process. It's about commitment. It's about dedication. It's about fucking sacrifice. And some people have what it takes to be a millionaire, and the rest just want to kick it with the fucking homies. And that's just me being real with you. You know what I mean? Because again, I come from the struggle. I come from the slums. I come from that shit. You know what I mean? I was born and raised in Inglewood. I've been to San Bernardino. I've been to 29 Palms. I've been to Yucca Valley. I've been to Apple Valley. I've been to the Antelope Valley. I was there. I graduated high school and I went to a fucking homeless shelter. I went to 29 Palms. I was stationed in 29 Palms. I deployed to fucking Afghanistan. I've been to the Middle East, right? I know what it's like to come home from war, leave the military with all this fucking honor and glory, just to end up fucking on welfare and fucking food stamps and fucking that fucking WIC bullshit because I couldn't afford groceries for my family. I know what that feels like. I know what it feels to go to community college while you work a full-time job. I know what it feels like to go to school while you're trying to provide for your family. I know what it feels like to not have enough money to buy presents for Christmas. I know what it feels like to feel like a failure as a father, as a dad, as a husband, as a leader. I know what it feels like to feel like, you want to commit suicide because your life isn't turning out the way you wanted it to be. I know what it feels like, you know what I mean, to come from nothing, to grow up with parents that didn't even graduate high school. You know what I mean? To have parents that, didn't even have a fucking social security number. To grow up, around people that, never really accomplished nothing or did nothing. You know what I mean? I know what it feels like to come from that environment. I know what it feels like to feel like you're destined for more. You're meant to accomplish more. That you shouldn't be struggling this hard, but you are for some reason. I know what it feels like to go through this journey, through this process. I've been where you're at, and I've made it to the other side. And so I don't have to sit here and help you. Most millionaires don't give a fuck about you. Most people, once they become rich, they forget about all their friends and family. They just focus on themselves and their own future. They say, fuck all these other bitches. I don't need their help because I did it without it. I made it without them. Why should I help them? They've only ever held me back in life. So most people, when they become rich, it's not that they change. It's that, they always remember that most of the people who doubted them along the way, why should they be able to bask in that glory? Why should they get any of your money? They didn't support you. They didn't help you. They didn't fucking believe in you. All they did was talk shit about you. So most millionaires, they don't forget that shit. That's why they, turn their back on friends and family. So, when I do this shit, just remember, I do this shit for free. I give you guys transparency. I give you guys all my fucking, ideas, my strategic plans. And I do this shit for free because I wish somebody was there to help me out. But you know what I mean? Just remember, most millionaires, most people, they don't give a fuck about you. Not even your broke ass homies. Because what do I always say? You could die tonight. They'll fuck your wife tomorrow. All right. So going back to BTC at 29K. Yeah. If Bitcoin breaks below 29K and goes all the way down to motherfucking 10K, 5K, 12K, which is where a lot of people think it's going to ultimately end up at, whether it's, a year from now or 2 years from now, there's still a lot of people who believe that we're eventually going to get back down to probably at least 10K, maybe 12K. There's a lot of people who believe that. If Bitcoin were to do that, that would actually be the best thing for you, right? And I know that sucks to hear, right? Because me, I still believe Bitcoin goes to 100K before it goes below 10K. But honestly, that'd actually be a better outcome for you. Because if Bitcoin goes back down to 5 or 10K, you'd actually be able to buy a Bitcoin. Because, I know a lot of you guys don't make money, but if Bitcoin went down to like 5G, 6G, 7Gs, you know what I mean? Motherfucking 10K. If Bitcoin actually went down that far below, you would actually have an opportunity to buy an entire Bitcoin. Because if Bitcoin goes straight to 100K, how many of you guys got 100K to buy a Bitcoin? You guys would be buying fractions for the rest of your life, 0.0001 Bitcoin. You know what I mean? Like, that sucks. And so, if Bitcoin goes straight to 100K and never comes back down again, it'd be just like the fucking housing market. How many of you guys can afford to buy a fucking $600,000 house right now? How many of you guys with your minimum wage jobs and your $20 an hour and $25 an hour and all this other bullshit, how many of you guys qualify to buy a home for $600,000, $700,000, $800,000 in this environment? Not many. A lot of millennials and Gen Zs feel like they've been priced out. They feel like the market's left them behind, and now the only way they can buy a house is if they fucking move to Utah or fucking Barstow or somewhere in fucking buttfuck Louisiana or Mississippi where all the alligators be at. Fuck that shit. They're not about to eat my ass like a chicken wing. So, nah, man. I feel like if Bitcoin actually goes and does what I think it will, and just, and again, I think this is a short-term pullback, excuse me, but if Bitcoin goes straight up to 100, 200, 300, 400K, yo, brothers, man, that's, it'd be good because you'd be able to 10x your portfolio, but it also means you'd never be able to buy an entire Bitcoin for the rest of your life. So you 10x your portfolio or 5x your portfolio, whatever it is now, but the cost of it is you'd never own a Bitcoin because now you'd just be buying fractions of Bitcoins for the rest of your life. So it'd be short-term gain for like long-term pain, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? So that's kind of what that would result in. If Bitcoin goes from 40K to 400K in the next 12 months or 18 months, whatever it is, if it does that, yeah, you 10x your portfolio and you'd never be able to buy a Bitcoin ever again. You'd be buying fractions of it for the rest of your life. Right? Again, that's just me being brutally honest with you because I don't sugarcoat anything. I'm always keeping it real and I'm always speaking the truth, even if you don't want to hear it. I'm not one of your bitch ass homies. I'm not just trying to make you feel better about your life. I'm trying to keep it 100 with you. Okay? So with that being said, if you ask me what's actually a better outcome, 100K next or 10K, I would actually say 10K is probably better than 100K for most of you. Because if it went down to 5 or 10K, that means you would actually, for those of you guys had the balls to do it, and I know most of you guys are probably fucking pussies, that's why you haven't done it yet, but if it actually went down to 5, 10K, you guys would be able to sit there and be like, shit, let me see if I could borrow some money from some friends and family, give me a payday loan, let me pull a personal loan, let me max out some of these credit cards, let me see if I can figure out a way, pawn some shit that I don't really need anymore, and I'm gonna find a way, General, I'm gonna motherfucking find a way, and I'm gonna buy me an entire motherfucking Bitcoin, you feel me, General? I'm gonna do that shit. And that would be great. I'd fucking support you. I'd be like, yeah, I'll be in the club with you if you bought an entire Bitcoin and it went back down to 5 or 10K because that's going to be the only way it's possible. You know what I mean? But man, that'd be the only way. And again, I would not be mad at it. I would not be frustrated. I would not be upset. Would I be shocked? Yeah, probably yes. But I wouldn't be mad. I wouldn't be angry. I wouldn't be upset. Because again, I always have my emergency stop loss at 29K. That's never going away. You know what I mean? Because again, 29K is that's the line in the sand for me, up or down. But if it breaks below 29K and I cast this shit out at 29, 30K and that shit goes back down to motherfucking 10K and now it's around Bitcoin 5, 10,000 and for whatever reason, and you guys have an opportunity to buy an entire fucking Bitcoin, y'all think I'm gonna be really mad at that shit? Hell nah, I'm be in the strip club with you feel me? I'll be like, hey, where the bitch is at, homie?
To the wall. fresh, so clean. Then she put that cushion, put her ass and me in the mind. This bitch is fine. I done came to the club about 50, 11 times. Now can I play with your planet line? The club wanna say I need to calm down. Security guards gonna swing me now. Pick a drunk, then I'm up, I'ma threaten me now.
She getting drunk in the club, I mean she working. And then I like to see the females twerking. Taking the clothes off, bucking naked. And she get a hold on, disrespect it. I'll pop your pussy like this. Cause you ain't twins in this B.I.H. Lil John and the East Side boys with me. And we all like to see ass and titties. Now bring your ass over here, ho. And let me see you get low. If you want this stuff, now take it to the floor. Now if your ass wanna act, then you can keep your ass where you at.
369, damn good fine. Only she can suck it to me one more time and roll. Get low, get low, get low, get low, get low, low. To the window, to the wall, to the wall.
When the swing drop down my ball.
My ball.
All these bitches wrong. All these motherfuckers. All these goddamn.
I got that.
All these motherfuckers. All these goddamn.
Let me see you get low, you scared, you scared. Drop that ass to the floor, you scared, you scared. Let me see you get low, you scared, you scared. Drop that ass to the floor, you scared, you scared. Drop that ass, hey, shake it, hey, hey. Put that ass to the left, hey, right, hey. Drop that ass, hey, shake it, hey, hey. Put that ass to the left, hey, right, hey. Now, back it up, hey. Back it up, hey. Back it up, hey. Back it up. Now stop, oh, then wiggle with it, yeah. 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 369, damn good fine. Only she can suck it to me one more time and roll. Get low, get low, get low, get low, get low, low. To the wall.
To the swing drop down my ball. All these bitches wrong. All these motherfuckers. All these goddamn.
I got that.
All these motherfuckers. All these goddamn. Go back, go get your friends. Stupid bitch standing there while I'm drinking my hand. Steady looking at me, still asking questions. Lines up, nigga, plans me another contestant. Oh, move to the left if you ain't about steady. I talk through 3 or 4 songs already. Looking at a nigga with your palm out. Bitch, I ain't even seen you dance. Twerk something, baby. Work something, baby. Poppin' pussy on the pole, do your thing, baby. Slide down there, bitch, a little bit, then stop. Get back on the floor, catch your balance, then drop. Now bring it back up, clap your ass like, hey. I just wanna see your ass dirty, dang. Yeah, you ain't with them, got it again. And put it on the map like, hey.
369, damn good fine. Only she can suck it to me one more time and roll. Get low, get low, get low, get low, get low, low. To the window, to the wall, to the wall.
To the swing drop down my ball.
My ball.
All these bitches wrong. All these motherfuckers. All these goddamn.
I got that.
All these motherfuckers. All these goddamn.
I got that.
God damn, I'm twerking a little bit, ladies. A little bit. A little harder than that. Now right now, I need all the ladies that know they look good tonight. Where my sexy ladies? Just do this shit like this.
Bend over to the front, touch your toes, bounce that ass up and down again. Bend over to the front, touch your toes, bounce that ass up and down again. Bend over to the front, touch your toes, bounce that ass up and down again. Bend over to the front, touch your toes, bounce that ass up and down again. 369, damn good fine. Only she can suck it to me one more time and roll. Get low, get low, get low, get low, get low, low. To the window, to the wall, to the wall.
To the swing drop down my ball.
My ball.
All these bitches wrong. All these motherfuckers. All these goddamn.
I got that.
All these motherfuckers. All these goddamn.
I got that.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. So, yeah, man. Whoo! Almost lost my voice for a second. I was screaming that shit to the window. To the wall. To the sweat drip down my balls. Oh, these bitches. Wow. Woo. Oh, man. That shit brought back some memories from back in the day. All them hoes back then, man. Woo-wee. So anyways, so yeah, would I be mad? Would I be upset? Would I be angry? Would I be fearful? Would I be crying if Bitcoin went back down to 5 or 10K? Hell nah. I'll be out there with you. I'd be like, huh? I'd be pulling that motherfucking trigger till the motherfucking clip is empty. You feel me? I would embrace that shit. I would love that shit. I live for that shit. Ooh. Oh wait, oh my God, I'd be in love with that shit if it went back down to 5 or 10K, and so should you. Because again, ultimately at the end of the day, if Bitcoin goes straight to 100K or 400K and you fucking double, triple, quadruple, 5x, 10x your portfolio, that would be great in the short term. But it also means you'd never be able to buy an entire Bitcoin ever again for as long as you live. You'd be buying fractions of Bitcoins for the rest of your life, just like all the other fucking noobs. Which, isn't a bad thing. It's just, it's a lot of profits in the short term, but it also fucks you in the long term, if that makes sense. You feel me? Now, if Bitcoin were theoretically, and again, I don't think this is going to happen, but I want to make sure you guys are ready for anything because you guys are my fucking soldiers. You guys are my fucking army out here at the one and only motherfucking Magallon Entertainment. Y'all the fucking soldiers out here with me. Y'all listening to the motherfucking general for one reason and one reason only, and that's to educate yourself and make some motherfucking money. You feel me? So, yeah, I think in my opinion, this is my opinion, the general believes if Bitcoin were to go back down to 5 or 10K anytime sooner in the future, that would actually be a great thing for you. Because no matter what, my stop loss, my emergency stop loss right there, 29, 30K, cash that shit out, dump back in at 10K, whoo-wee, I'd be able to triple my fucking Bitcoin portfolio. And then you guys be able to actually buy an entire Bitcoin. You guys should want that shit. You guys should be fucking praying for that shit. That's why I came out with that clip last year, praying for 12K Bitcoin. And I had like the little Jesus fucking picture. I was there on my hands and knees fucking praying for that shit last year. We all were. Because again, if Bitcoin does go back down to 12K, that'd be a miracle. You know what I mean? That'd be a holy moment in for the entire crypto community. Because that would be an opportunity for everybody, including me, to not, just be able to sell our Bitcoins at 29K, 30K, but we'd be able to jump back in and double and triple the amount of Bitcoins we have in our portfolios, Bitcoins in our wallet, cryptos we own in cold storage. You know what I mean? So, again, I think that'd be amazing. That'd be fucking awesome. You guys should want that shit. You know what I mean? And I know you guys want it to go straight up to 100K, 200, 300, 400. So, so do I. So do me. But that's because I actually own Bitcoins, not you. You know what I mean? You guys, to be honest, yeah, it'd be a lot of profit short term, but it'd fuck you in the long term. The best thing that could happen to you short term is Bitcoin going down to 5 or 10K. So anyways, though, yeah, do I think that's going to happen? No. Could it happen in the future, like 2-3 years from now? Absolutely. Nothing ever surprises me anymore. It feels like there's always some fucking bullshit, happening. But like I said, I always have that emergency stop loss ready right there, 29,000. But yeah, so anyways, so in the short term, how much lower can Bitcoin go? Well, like I said, Bitcoin is, let me check it again before I jump on out of here. Bitcoin's trading at what, like 41,000? It bounced at 40, went back up to 41. We'll see if it, goes back down to 40 or, keeps going lower. We'll have to fucking wait and see. But, again, I honestly, I think where it's probably going to do, and this is just my opinion, if it doesn't hold 40,000 right here, right now, and it doesn't hold 40, and my gut's telling me I don't think it will. I think it is going to go back down to like around 30, 35,000, somewhere in that range, either 30K or 35K. Again, I think we're going to hold above 29. I don't think we're going below 29 again, not in the short term because of all these ETFs. But I could see us going back down to about 30, 35. And to me, that's a buying opportunity because what I told you guys last week, every single time Bitcoin has ever had a bull cycle, it would go up like fucking, a shit ton, like, 50, 60, 70%, and then it has a 20% pullback. And then it goes up another 50, 60, 70%, and then it has another 20, 30% pullback. Then it goes up another 50, 60, 70%, then it has another 20, 30% pullback. Then it goes up another 50, 60, 70%, and then it has another 20, 30% pullback. And I sent you guys a chart last week. Check your emails. It's in your inbox. So, I think this is the exact thing that's happening now. I think what you're going to see for the coming months and probably for the next 2 years, honestly, is you're going to see Bitcoins go on these massive fucking runs, like it did last year. Because again, last year it was at 16,000 and it went all the way up to 32,000. And then this year it went up from 32,000 and it went all the way up to 48,000. So Bitcoin has already doubled and tripled since, the low of 2022. It's already doubled and tripled. It went from 16,000, and I think the high this year was like around 48,000. I think it just tapped that ass. You know what I mean? Just smacked those cheeks last week. So Bitcoin going from 16,000 all the way up to like 48,000 in 1 year. Like, dude, that's a fucking triple. Again, look at the fucking chart. Women lie, numbers doesn't. Bitcoin literally ran from 16 motherfucking thousand last fucking, Christmas of 22. And then by fucking, middle of January 24, boom, a year and 2 weeks later, it's already up to 48,000. So yeah, it's already smacked those cheeks. You know what I mean? It's tapped those fucking nalgas already. You know what I mean? Went tap, tap, tap on that pussy. So yeah, it's already doubled and tripled. So is it normal for it to have a fucking 20-30% pullback after it's already fucking doubled and tripled? I mean, damn, sheesh. Who else has been working harder out here? You know what I mean? Bitcoin's been working harder than any fucking Mexican on earth right now. It's fucking doubled and tripled in the last fucking year. So yeah, I think it's okay for it to go down 20-30%. To me, that's not really a big deal. You know what I mean? That's nothing to me, And then again, it can go all the way up to 50, 60, 70K and then have another 20-30% pullback. And then it can go all the way to 100, 120K and have another 20-30% pullback. And then it can go to 200, 300K and then have a 30% pullback, 40%. And then it could run up to 400K after that. It's always going to have these big ass dips, these big ass pullbacks that are going to scare people and make you feel like, like everything's over and the world is ending and you know what I mean? It's Armageddon and it's all over. It's done now. And then it just goes right back the fuck up. So again, that's why I say you can't be a pussy. You have to have balls. You have to have, a strong stomach for this. If not, take your broke ass, bitch ass back to mutual funds. Get that 10% a year. It's going to take you 7 years to double your money, but at least it's going to be safer. It's going to be less volatile. But, if you're okay waiting 7 years to double your money, by all means, go take your fucking funds back to a bitch-ass mutual fund. But for the rest of you who need to double and triple your money in order for you to actually make any real money, BTC, that motherfucking Bitcoin, that's going to be your best play. Now, the other one I'm looking at is Ethereum. Because Ethereum has actually been holding up lately. And we're going to talk more about Ethereum next week. But Ethereum right now, man, Bitcoin is what? Bitcoin's down 10%. This year, which again it's fine to me because it's a small pullback in the bigger scheme of things, but Ethereum's up 10% this year. So you got Bitcoin that's up Bitcoin's down 10% and Ethereum's up 10%. Man, I'm looking at that shit and I'm saying, man, I think that's the reason we're having this pullback. I think that's the reason we're having this little rotation. I think people are starting to think and say, and we talked about this for the last 2-3 weeks. That once that Bitcoin ETFs, once they get approved, these institutions are going to start buying Ethereum and try to get the Ethereum ETFs approved. I think they're going to file for approval probably this summer. So what I think a lot of traders are doing, not investors, but traders, is they're starting to rotate and dump and sell all of their Bitcoins and their GBTC, and they're starting to rotate that shit into Ethereum and ETH. And now they're trying to get ready for the next bull run in Ethereum. Because Ethereum, it's been stuck around like 1,800 to like 2,000, 2,200, like somewhere around 1,800 to 2,200. Ethereum has been trading flat for the last, year and a half. Ethereum really, let me check the 1 year chart. Yeah, Ethereum's basically been trading between 16 and 1,800 for the last year and a half. Look at the Ethereum chart. For the last year and a half, Ethereum's just been trading between 16 and 1,800. Now it's all the way up here to 2,400. Some people say when the Ethereum ETF gets approved, it could easily shoot back up to like 4 or 5K, maybe even 10K. You know what I mean? So I think what a lot of traders are doing is even though institutions like BlackRock and Fidelity, who've already bought like 10,000, 15,000 Bitcoins, and they're going to continue to buy more now, even though they're buying all these Bitcoins, a lot of traders are dumping their Bitcoins because they're impatient and they don't want to just let that shit skyrocket, and they're trying to jump on Ethereum because they think that's one is next. So I understand what they're doing. I'm not saying, I don't understand or I don't agree with it. I think it's stupid. I would just wait for Bitcoin to go up before jumping on Ethereum. But a lot of these motherfuckers, they don't care. They're just trying to make money now. You know what I mean? Like they just want to take that short term shit instead of take the big ass profits long term because they're short sighted like that. So, I get it though. Either way, it doesn't matter. I think both of these are going to go up. I think Bitcoin's going up this year and I think Ethereum's go up this year. I think you're going to make a fuck ton of shit ton of mega ton of money on both these bitches. Again, I think Bitcoin is just going through a 20-30% pullback. It's already down 20% since that 48K when it tapped that shit on the cheeks. So if it goes down another 10%, it goes down to like 36, 35K, that'd be a 30% pullback. But check that chart I sent you guys last week. Bitcoin always has a 20, 30, even 40% pullback, and then it fucking skyrockets 200% again. You know what I mean? So I think that's exactly what's happening here. I think right now Bitcoin could easily go back down to 35, maybe 30K against emergency stop loss at 29K just in case there's any shenanigans. But after that, I think it's just going to pop right back up and skyrocket, and it's going to blow past 48K and probably go straight to 69K. And then after that, we're headed straight to new all-time highs. So these 20-30% pullbacks, they don't scare me. I ain't got no fear in my heart. Ain't no bitches on this podcast. The only thing you need to worry about is how you're going to get some more money so you can buy some more fucking Bitcoin and start investing in some motherfucking Ethereum. Because what you don't want to happen is all these bitch-ass putos on Wall Street make all this fucking money without you. You were already born poor. Now you just have to make sure you don't die poor. Make sure you're stacking your money, make sure you're building your portfolios, and make sure you're getting ready for this motherfucking parabolic rally. Fuck being poor. Fuck working paycheck to paycheck. And fuck that bitch-ass supervisor. Telling me to turn down? Turn down for what, puto? We're making fucking money at the one and only motherfucking, say it with me, Magallon Entertainment! Let's motherfucking go!